Welcome to Mr. Chalk's Revision Tips. In this video, we will look at
types of muscles, parts of muscle fibre, and drawing the sarcomere. So, there are many different types of muscles. So, involuntary muscles are a muscle that contracts without conscious control and are found in the walls of internal organs such as the stomach, intestines, and bladder. Skeletal muscles are one of three major muscle types, so it's a form of striated muscle tissue which is under voluntary control of the somatic nervous system. Cardiac muscle is one of three types of muscles in terms of vertebrate muscles, with the others being skeletal or smooth. It causes the involuntary beating of the heart. And with voluntary muscles, also known as red muscles or striated muscles, and muscles of the human body whose contraction is regulated by the voluntary brain activity. So if we go and look at the individual pieces that make up microfibers or muscle fibers, if we start off with the sarcolemma, also called the myelolemma, it is a cell membrane of a striated muscle fiber. It consists of a lipid bilayer and a thin outer coating of polysaccharide material that contain a basement membrane. It has Golgi apparatus near the nucleus, mitochondria inside the cell membranes, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ttubules are extensions of the cell membrane that penetrate into the central or skeletal of the cardiac muscle itself. Ttubules are invaginations of the plasma membrane which are present exclusively in striated muscles. Their role is to maintain the calcium store that is needed for depolarization, which eventually goes and causes muscle contraction. The sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm of the muscle, basically. It is comparable to cytoplasm in other cells, but contains usually large amounts of glycosome, so that's stores of glycogen, and significant amounts of myoglobin, which is an oxygen binding protein. So the sarcoplasm, like we just said, is the cytoplasm of the muscle fiber. It is a water solution containing lots of ATP and phosphogens, as well as other enzymes and intermediate and product molecules involved in metabolic reactions. The most abundant metal ion in the sarcoplasm is potassium. The sarcoplasmic reticulum is a membrane-bound structure within muscle cells. This is similar to the endoplasmic reticulum in other cells. Its main function is to store calcium ions. So the sarcoplasmic reticulum regulates the cytoplasmic calcium ion concentration of skeletal muscle cells and thereby controls muscle contraction and relaxation. The sarcoplasmic reticulum of skeletal muscle cells is a structure composed of a variety of tubes which share a continuous lumen that goes between them, and it branches out into a long network between the individual microfibrils. Within the microfibrils, we find the two types of proteins called actin and myosin. So myosin filaments have a globular head that are hinged, which allows them to move backwards and forwards. On the head is a binding site for actin and ATP. The tails of several hundred myosin molecules are aligned together to form a myosin filament. The structure of actin filaments have binding sites for myosin heads. These are called actin-myosin binding sites. However, these binding sites are often blocked by the presence of another protein called tropomyosin, which is held in place by the protein trypsin. The sarcomere is the basic unit of the striated muscle tissue. Skeletal muscles are composed of tubular cells which are formed in the process of myelogenesis. So muscle fibers are composed of tubular microfibrils. So if we go and we look at how to draw this, you can see from that diagram that there are two Z lines. So that shows the length of the sarcomere. You can see that there are heads present on the myelin or myosin filaments. They're connected to actin filaments at the Z line. You can kind of go where they go and overlap. That would be considered to be the dark zone. And if you're drawing this, it's always worth showing the position of the H zone, where the I band is, where the A band is, and where the Z lines are present.
Thanks for watching.